जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। श्री श्री राधा माता की जय। श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओम तत्सत्। Okay, we all will sing this one. नानाशास्त्रविचारणैकनिपुणौ सद्धर्मसंस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मन्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजनानन्देन मत्तालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ। Someone would like to read the translation of this? Shad Goswami Astaka.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम और गोष्ठ शिला प्रभुपाद।
Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Nice to hear you. Please read the translation, Mataji.
Okay, माताजी. Translation given by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय। I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhattar Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religions for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice. So, what is the Sadharma they are describing to all of us is practice of devotional service and attain the pure devotional service. In that way, we can also be following their footsteps of those six Goswamis, and we can also engage in the eternal transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. So very wonderful. Sri Shat Goswami Acharya Pad ki jai. So we'll go to the verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are all what we are going through? We are going through the angas of sadhana bhakti. So how many are there? 64 angas are there. So in that, first 21 to 59 are items of sadhana bhakti, and last 60th to 64, they are the five potent forms of these important. They are very important, and those five are, it's like essence. If you cannot recollect or remember all the 64, if you can remember those five, that is very important, and it will lead to our perfection. So whatever we are discussing today is the 10th chapter of Nectar of Devotion. So this Nectar of Devotion you would have discussed from various previous speakers, nice devotees, how it is too important to us to hear, to learn these principles of devotional service. Nectar of Devotion is such a amazing literature by Srila Rupa Goswami Path. It will awaken our dormant love of Krishna very quickly if we can practice those principles of devotional service. That means it is not such an easy task. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Karo Vichar, Daya Karte Vichar Karte Chitte Pape Chamatkar. So he is describing that what an amazing incarnation is Lord Chaitanya's. If you apply all your logic and try to inquire or try to research about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, daya karte vichar. If you want to do inquiry or research, vichar karte chitte pave chamatkar. You will be amazed. You will be so wonderstruck. Because in the again Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 4th chapter 40th verse, he mentioned that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu garlanded the whole material world. With the whole material world, he garlanded with two things. What is that? Holy name and love of Godhead. How amazing! Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is Nabhuto Nabhavishyat, which is, that's why Acharyas described that he is Narottam Das Thakura, Sri Narottam Das Thakura described that Sabhavatara Sarasiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. He did not mention any austerities. He did not mention about any penances. He directly gave the desert of all, the cream of all literatures, the cream of all practices, the desert, the sweet he has given first. In the beginning itself, you don't need to wait until the end of the meals. So until the result, he gave at the beginning itself. Ananda Kanda, only Kevala Ananda Kanda. If you take the desert, you will get only happiness. In the material world, if you get the sweet, if you take two sweets, even though it is the most favorite dessert for you, if you take two in quantity or three in quantity, you will get disgusted, you will get frustrated, you will lose the taste or interest upon that. But whatever the dessert that has been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is the most delicious and ever tasteful. Kevala Ananda Kanda, no frustration. Or only Kevala Ananda, only happiness will be there forever. Such a precious garland he has given for the entire material world. In that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's succession, these 6 Goswamis have come they have sacrificed their lives following the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they have given in the form of literature, in the form of so much of explanations, because our mundane world, our mental speculation, our contaminated consciousness always looks for reasoning. If even though if some precious jewel has been given to us for free of cost, we will suspect, oh really, these Hare Krishna people, they are saying that if you chant only Hare Krishna, that is enough, you will go back to Godhead. Is that true? How can it be happen? How can you get moksha without any austerities, without any endeavors? How just simply by chanting? So we will apply all our mundane logical thinking. So that's the reason to explain the benefits of this holy name, to benefits of this devotional service. How can we easily attain this love of Godhead? What we need to do to explain all the principles, Rupa Goswami Path has to given this wonderful literature. What we have to do? If you have Shraddha, if you have complete faith, and simply blindly follow these principles of devotional service, we can easily awaken our love of Godhead. And they have not done anything new. They have not introduced anything new. They revised. They are such a Sanskrit erudite scholars. They have revised all the literature. And what is particularly precisely focused for and they understood the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he wants to give in this Kali Yuga, which can awaken our love of Godhead very quickly. So, understanding that mood, Srila Rupa Goswami gave this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and mercifully, Srila Prabhupada gave us to our level, whatever the principles of sadhana bhakti that we can understand. No need to go for the bhava bhakti or till the prema bhakti level also. Just if you are focused on the sadhana bhakti itself, it will help you through your sadhana bhakti also. You can have the taste of devotional service. You can relish. You can attain the mercy of the acharyas and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and thus we can attain the mercy of Krishna. So we can awaken our love for Krishna. So we will see in that among 64 principles of devotional service, we will see today's chapter 10th are mainly focused on 3 aspects. Before that, we will go little bit. This whole chapter is about hearing, meditation, remembrance. Hearing, or remembrance, or meditation. These 3 factors, which are very much linked with each other. So, in the essential function of the sadhana bhakti is, so why we are doing? There are 59, 20, what we said? 21 to 15 items of sadhana bhakti are mentioned, right? So, it is not easy. They have mentioned lot of items. So, what is the purpose of all these items? Our purpose is to remember Krishna easily. So they mentioned that how can we remember Krishna very easily? By engaging our mind and senses in his service, we can easily remember Krishna always. So why we have to remember always? Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Kirtaniya Sadahari. So we have to glorify the Lord Sada, always we have to. So why they are emphasizing, why they are all asking us to engage our mind and senses always? Why? Because if we are practicing from now onwards, at the time of death, even though our senses are not working, even our mind is not able to focus because of our physical limitations, because of our lot of difficulties at the end of death, we don't know even we can leave our bodies in consciousness or not. If suppose if we go for unconsciousness coma stage, how we can? So when we are very healthy, when we are very strong, like Kulashekara Acharya, Kulashekara Alvar prayed in Mukundamala Stotra. Now my mind is fine, my senses are working properly, I am able to think of you properly, I am able to remember your lotus feet properly right now. Immediately, please take me now immediately. If you wait me till the end of my life, at that time I may not have working senses properly, or my mind can be focused properly, I don't know. Please kindly take me now itself, as long as I am healthily remembering you. So that is the mood of the acharyas. Very nicely, if you read the Mukundamala Stotra, it is very nice. At the end of my life, my senses are not working, my ear I cannot hear properly, I cannot, my eyes will be blurring, and that cataracts will be there, tears will be there running, I cannot read your scriptures, nothing. I will look for the aushada, means medicine, for ears, for everything. All my senses will run after the medicines. But what best medicine, other best medicine will be there other than your holy name? So everyone should read this Mukundamala Statra, very beautiful literature, so that it will open our eyes how important to try to remember the Lord from now onwards. Kaumaram acharate prajna, as young as possible, as early as possible. So here in this beautiful picture, it is said that the worship of the deity is an excellent way to achieve this remembrance, to engage our mind and senses. Deity worship will be helpful. So this chapter, especially 9th chapter and 10th chapter, are mentioning about various forms of deity worship, accepting the flower garlands, dancing before the deity. So by performing deity worship, we can easily remember the Lord, because we will be meditating, right? What bangles we should put, what dress we should put, what garlands we should put. But one time, there is one devotee at the time of Srila Prabhupada. So his name is Revati Vandan Swami, Revati Nandan Swamiji, His Holiness Revati Nandan Swami. He asked Srila Prabhupada, because he was going for book distribution, but many of the devotees in that congregation, they are so much focused on the deity worship. Then he asked Srila Prabhupada whether he is doing correct or they are doing correct. Then Srila Prabhupada said that yes, what they are doing is Panchratrik Vidhi, what you are doing is Bhagavat Vidhi. Yes, as our preaching mood, Bhagavat Vidhi is high priority, but Panchratrik Vidhi is also necessary. So later, when the devotees have confusion, His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj clarified that yes, Bhagavat Vidhi is a high priority, but Pancharatrik Vidhi, whoever is following in the temple, their mood should be like, even though they are performing the deity worship, if someone devotee is coming and asking, they should be able to preach the glories of the Lord, and they should be always conscious of to preach through prasadam, to preach by giving charanamrita. to preach by giving arati, whatever they were showing to deities. In that way, their sinful sins will be freed from. They will be freed from the sins, and they will be purified, and they will come closer to Krishna. They can understand the philosophy of Krishna. So the mood of any devotee following Pancharatra Vidhi or Bhagavat Vidhi is ultimately to preach and to bring souls towards Krishna. Okay, so in that way, we can satisfy both. We can remember the Krishna, we can meditate on Krishna, and also we can help many souls to come closer to Krishna. So this is the very practical way of sadhana bhakti and very helping towards remembering of Lord Sri Krishna. And these are the steps. Chapter 10 techniques of hearing and remembering. So this is how it goes. This chapter describes 4 devotional principles: hearing and expecting the Lord's mercy. Because even though how much we are chanting, how much we are doing sadhana, it all depends on Lord's mercy only. If Lord's mercy is not there, we cannot achieve anything. So our endeavor should be there. Lord mercy should also be there. Even in our Damodar Leela, we heard these 2 inches shortage, right? Those 2 inches, what Acharyas are describing, our endeavor and Lord's mercy. So whatever sadhana practices we are doing, this sadhana bhakti 21 to 59 items, these are all our endeavors, our sadhana bhakti. But at the same time, we need to expect Lord's mercy. Then only what will happen? We'll go to the next step. We can remember the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, what is this? Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishta matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So Lord is saying that I am the one who is the giver of both remembrance or forgetfulness. So we should depend on the Lord's mercy by practicing this sadhana bhakti. My dear Lord, please shower your mercy so that I can remember your pastimes always, even in Damodarastakam. 4th verse of Damodarastakam, it is saying that Sada Manasya, let me remember all your childhood pastimes, let they remain in our heart. Even Narottam Das Thakura in his bhajan, he is saying that always I should be able to meditate your pastimes in my heart. So these are all wonderful. When you have some time, when you feel uh, some change after reading the books for long time, if you want a change, you can hear these Narottam Das Thakura or Bhaktivinoda Thakura songs. Amazing. They are very sweet, very relishing. We can understand the sweet mood. We can know the so many details of Goloka Dham also. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. In that verse, last verse, he is explaining, please, Sadame Manasya, let those pastimes always remain fresh in my heart. He was asking. So beautiful bhajans. Please go through them. And even if you just read the translation also, they are so amazing. So like that, we can meditate with the Lord's mercy. We can meditate on the Lord's pastimes, Lord's leelas, everything. So like that, Srila Rupa Goswami extensively discuss about this importance of hearing and meditation. So in this chapter, we are also focusing on this Nama Sankirtana, Sankirtana especially, Nama Sankirtana, Leela Sankirtana, Guna Sankirtana. So these are all the references in the Vishnu Dharma, it is mentioned. And about Leela Sankirtana, it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. Prahlad Maharaj was describing so much. And in the last evidence is Guna Sankirtana. In the first canto itself, it is mentioned. So there are basically actually 4 ways of performing this hearing. One is Nama Shravana, Charita Shravana, Gunadi Shravana, and also there is Rupa Shravana also we can hear. But usually Rupa Shravana is meditation. If you hear this Nama Shravana, Charita Shravana, you can also include this Rupa Shravana. So hearing the name and glorifying the name. So this Nama Sankirtana is very, very important. Shravana and Sankirtana, both are extremely important. So when here, what will happen is we can give opportunity when we are chanting loudly. We can give opportunity to those who are hearing also. In earlier days, devotees used to propagate this Nama Sankirtana so much. They used to print the stickers. Their cars will be decorated with these Hare Krishna stickers. And whenever they go to the new people, they voluntarily say that my name is Gaura. What is your name? My name is Nitai. What is your name? Like that, they will make them chant their names. So Gaura, Nitai, like that. And also when they sneeze also, they will say Hachu Ta. They'll say Achyuta. In that way, they will hear the Lord's name, Achyuta. Like that, they will give opportunity so much to make them hear. In that way, they will be purified, because in this Kali Yuga, the fastest purifying process, chanting and hearing of this holy name. So they used to go on the streets, do lot of Nagar Sankirtans in that day itself. And another way is to hear the previous acharyas commentaries, to read the previous acharyas literatures like Vishnu Chakra Thakura, Jiva Goswami commentaries, like that. If you hear, you will understand lot of glories of these names. And then is Charita Shravana, hearing about the past times. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was there, Gadadhar Pandita used to narrate all the Srimad Bhagavatam stories. Putana, or Dhruv Maharaj's pastime, or Prahlada pastime. So even though they're known to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to ask, can you read it again? Can you read it again? And they used to remember and meditate on the Lord's mercy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to cry. And Gadadhar Pandita also used to cry. When they were crying so profusely, the Srimad Bhagavatam whole, those manuscripts got wet. And when later Srinivas Acharya, when he wants to come and read the Srimad Bhagavatam, what's there in it? Everything, all ink is wiped out. Whatever, because when while they were reading, the tears are flooding, right? So like that, again they ask Srinivas Acharya to come back after some time, because they have to rewrite this Srimad Bhagavatam. Like that, they used to hear again and again and again these pastimes. Then Gunadi Shravana. We know that by hearing these gunas only, Mother Rukmini got attracted. She never saw Krishna. She doesn't know how he looks. Just by hearing his qualities, she got attracted and she fell in love. In the same way, Usha got, she just got attracted by hearing the qualities of Aniruddha. So like that, by hearing the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, his qualities, his guna, rupa, leela, everything, nama, everything are so attractive. Of course, they are absolute. Everything will make us remember, take us back to Godhead. So these are all the references mentioned in various Puranas where their glorifications are emphasized. And also, it is easy to remember the Lord when everything is good, when we are healthy, when everything is favorable. How about the adverse situations? Is it possible to remember the Lord? In fact, if we ask any pure devotee, they say that difficulties are much favorable situations to remember the Lord. Srimad Kunti Maharani, in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, I think 8th chapter, 7th or 8th chapters. Vipadat sant tasva tatra tatra jagat guru. So apashyad, if you give me these are the words of Kunti Maharani, not my words, because I'm not in that elevated stage. She is saying that let all those calamities come to me again and again, because she went through lot of no woman can bear such kind of tragic situations. She went through such kind of situations. Still, at when she got out of all those calamities, still she's asking Krishna, let me have all those calamities again and again, my dear Krishna, so I can remember you again and again, more and more. See the elevated stage of Kuntri Maharani, but we are not in that stage. But if we can remember, even the situations are not favorable, if we can face, if we can see the Lord's mercy in any kind of situation, whether it is positive or negative, favorable, unfavorable, happy, sad, distressful situation, anything, if we can see that, that remembering, that understanding of Lord's mercy is the gateway for our liberation. Immediately, that kind of personality can be considered as the liberated, and everyone will start worshipping such kind of personalities. Tattenu kampa susuvikshamano bunjanu evatmakrutam vipakam tadvak vipurbir vidadam namaste jivetaye bhukta pade sadayabhak. Dayabhak means he is eligible to receive the Lord's mercy. Really, immediately. So, what we need to do as sadhana bhaktas, every situation, everything is Lord's mercy. Don't judge anything. Krishna, thankful Krishna. I'm grateful to Krishna. Thank you, Krishna. Everything. Because some people, recently I've had the discussion with Mataji. She has a very big problem. Her around, she is very hardworking and she is having very little hard-earned money. That too, due to these some scammers, she lost $7,000. It is very precious for her, and she struggled a lot. She was meditating. How this is definitely maybe Lord's mercy, but it is very difficult for me to go through this situation. So, but a devotee thinks that uh, for everyone, for all of us also, many people has this misconception. If you practice chanting or sadhana bhakti, you cannot have any calamities. You cannot have any troubles. No, troubles are inevitable. In this material world, this is dukkhalam ashashvatam. So it is the place of miseries and it is temporary. So we cannot avoid the miseries. Those are compulsory. But by practicing this sadhana bhakti, by learning all this, what we can understand is we can go through these situations with the mercy of the Lord very easily. So, devotee prays that I am not asking you to remove my miseries. Please give me the tolerance or understanding. How can I go through this situation? So it is said that though we cannot be grateful for all situations, we can be grateful in all situations. So we are in the elevated stage to be grateful for all situations what Krishna has given. We cannot say, "Oh Krishna, thank you so much. You took away my $7,000. Oh Krishna, thank you so much. I lost my job." It is superficial. We cannot imitate that. So that means we cannot be grateful for all situations, but we can be grateful in all situations. How we can be grateful in all situations? Thank you, Krishna. Actually, I should have faced a very big calamity, but with your mercy, the size of my problem has been reduced a lot. There is one Prabhu, Tattvavit Prabhu. He, at the time of Srila Prabhupada, he was cooking for Srila Prabhupada. And when he was deeply absorbed in his service, cooking service, his finger got cut very badly. It's like lot of blood is coming. It's like only very little connection is there to the finger. That much it got cut. Then it is so much severely paining. Then Prabhupada came. Prabhupada said that don't worry, it will be gone. Then he could not understand. He's saying as if it is the Lord's mercy only, Srila Prabhupada. But he could not understand because it is paining a lot. He is totally doing a lot, Srila Prabhupada service only. Why he has to go through that much pain? He could not understand. Okay, then later Prabhupada left the world, and after 12 years, he went to Delhi, this Prabhu. So he happened to meet one astrologer. So he was very curious. Everyone usually they will be curious. Some devotees even they are curious. What will happen to me? How not like it's not they are not faithful about Krishna consciousness just out of curiosity. So he also went there. Then he showed his palm, everything. Then the astrologer is very much surprised. He was looking at his palm and he is looking at his face again and again. And then this Prabhu got surprised. What's wrong? Why are you so much bewildered? Why are you looking like that? I am surprised how you are alive even now. You would have died before 12 years. Because this pastime happened in 1976 or 1977, in the beginning of 1977. So you left your body 12 years ago itself, right? How come you are still alive? I am surprised. Then he understood Srila Prabhupada words. On the day, his finger was not supposed to cut. He is supposed to leave his body itself. But with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, he understood that Lord, because he was engaged in the service of Srila Prabhupada, his lifespan was increased. He would have gone at that time itself. So we cannot understand Acharya's words or these scriptures, but we should have complete faith on those words. Then we can immediately understand the mercy of the Lord. So if we understand the mercy of the Lord only, we can meditate or remember Lord all the times. Otherwise, when everything is good, whenever we like only, whenever we feel like remembering only, we'll feel. Otherwise, we don't remember Krishna. But if we can understand this Lord's mercy in all the situations, we can easily remember Krishna all the time. Yeah. So again, there are 4 types. Srila Rupa Goswami is mentioning that Rupa Dhyanam, again Guna Dhyanam, Krida Dhyanam, Krida or Guna, Leela. Krida or Leela both are same. And Seva Dhyanam. So about devotional service to Krishna, we can remember like that. So we can, in Bhagavad Gita, introduction also, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that how a woman or how a woman, if suppose instead of marrying her lover, if she had married, if she has to marry some other person, while doing any activity, however she remembers her lover, we should all practice to remember Krishna in that way. Even though, however, we are doing our daily activities, daily duties, if we are going to job, if we are cooking, if we are doing anything, so how much the woman, she will even though she doesn't want to remember, spontaneously the lover will come into the thoughts. So the acharyas are saying that the gopis moved like that. They spontaneously remember the pastimes of Krishna, remember activities of Krishna. And sometimes they will do all mistakes while in their services. Instead of putting sugar, they will put salt. Instead of putting salt, they will put, because they were totally, completely absorbed in the mood of Krishna, right? They are not able to focus. They have to struggle a lot to get rid of the thoughts of Krishna. So that is the struggle of gopis. Our struggle is we will struggle a lot to add Krishna in our thoughts, to bring Krishna into our thoughts. We have to put lectures, we have to read books, and some devotees has to remind us always, remember, remember, remember. Then also our mind will go on 100 thoughts. when we hold on beads only, all chores, what we have to do, all purchasing items, everything, wish list, purchasing list, everything will come, right? So we have to get purified from all these distractions. And in this regard, I want to say one more of Kunti Maharani. These are all beautiful prayers. See, whole Srimad Bhagavatam, only two aspects: stutis and stories, prayers and stories. In that way, we can develop our love for Krishna. So she was singing, praying to Krishna. Tvaime nananya vishaya matir madhupate sukrit gratim uddavata datta gange vogam udanvati. My dear Krishna, don't let my mind be distracted on anything else. Always let it have the attachment to you only. As Ganges will flow incessantly towards the sea, let my mind always flow upon your lotus feet without any distractions. So we have to meditate all these stutis, prayers. At least some important stutis. If we can meditate. Tvaimena vishaya matir madhupate sakrut ratim uddavata datta gange vogam udanvati. Like that, let my mind always distracts me. My mind will go here and there. Please, Krishna, let my mind be focused on your lotus feet. Please, Krishna, please, Krishna. So, like that, we should always try. We should endeavor to remember Krishna, because we are sadhana bhaktas. We are not like nitya siddhas, like gopis or Arjuna. Spontaneously to think of Krishna. We are not like that, right? So at least that sadhana we have to do sincerely, so that with the mercy of Krishna, one day we can remember Krishna. And what is the essence of all pure devotional service? Always remember Sri Krishna and never forget him. Smathavya satatam Krishna, satatam Vishnu, vismathavya najatayat. So, Anvaya Vyatireka. Same thing. So, if one is there, other will be there. If one is not there, other will also not be there. Same, if suppose mm, if some food is there, ice cream, let's take ice cream. If it is cold, it will be relishable. If it is not cold, it will not be relishable, right? Only one thing, cause is there, effect will also be there. Cause is not there, effect will also not be there. In the same way, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So this is the essence of pure devotional service. And Bhaktivinoda Thakura said, Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. You do something, you do garland seva, you do book distribution seva, you do preaching seva, you do arati seva, anything you do. Essence is we should always remember Krishna. So, antakale cha mameva smaran mutva kalevaram ya prayat samadbhavam nati yatratya samsayaha. So, without any doubt, we can reach Krishna by this practice. And also in the same chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat Sarvesh Kaleshu Mamanasya Mayarpata Manoviti Mame Veshyasya Samshayaha. So, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. Krishna clearly said, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. All the time, remember Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, he came personally to show that only. All Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed 500 years back, but recently, our Srila Prabhupada, our Acharyas, our Gurus, they are all showing that. If you see Srila Prabhupada, if he see grass, he will remember Krishna. If he sees cloud, he will remember Krishna. If he sees bird, he will remember Krishna. At least, whatever, even we can practice. When we are drinking water, Rasoham apsu kaunteya, prabhasmi se suryayo. When we are looking at each other means, it is the mercy of sunlight, moonlight. So that is nothing but Krishna's mercy. Like that, if we always practice, it is perfection. It is the perfection. And also, I will conclude with two verses. Suppose if we ask a question, if Krishna, if you in your life or at the end of your life, If you go and see Krishna, if you meet Krishna, is that enough? Will your goal is fulfilled? Will your all perfect means your purpose is solved? Means you got all perfection? It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 23rd chapter, when Vijapatnis went, when Muchukunda saw, when Gopis went to see Krishna, he said the common statement, Shravana Darshanatyanan Mai Bhavonu Kirtanat Natata Sannikarshena Pratiyata Tato Gruhan. He said, if you have my darshan, that is not enough. What you have to do? You have to hear about me. You have to see my deity form. You have to meditate. You have to faithfully chant my glories. Then you can. Actually, there is a continuation. What will happen? You can awaken your love of Godhead. If you want, you can refer Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 29th chapter 27th verse. He was telling to the gopis, please go to your homes. This is not the way you have. If you want to awake love for me, you have to follow all the sadhana process. That's why we have to follow the sadhana process to awaken our love of Godhead. And also Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you want to develop our love for Krishna, we should. There is one more. Yeah, we have to follow this sadhana bhakti. Otherwise, our love cannot be awakened. So, anyhow, if we want to follow, if we have a strong desire to awaken our love for Krishna, we have to follow the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So, and for all this, our deity worship will also be helpful, and we should always somehow or other focus our mind onto Krishna. If you have any questions, you can ask. If there are no questions, I will tell one more small pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there is one devotee called Ishan. He has a gold coin at that time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that he's carrying the gold coin. Then he said that, no, whatever we are going, the path is not that safe. Don't carry any gold or any coins like that. But he did not mind it. He did not pay seriousness, and he carried that. And all the way, there is some robber. He was asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give all, whatever gold, whatever they have. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that we don't have anything. But this devotee, the robber find that gold coin from this devotee. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got very angry and he sent him back to his home. So, what is the essence that we can learn from this pastime is if we follow the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, we can be always associate. We can have the opportunity to associate with him. If we don't follow their instructions, their guidelines, they like the devotee, we have to go back from our journey. In the same way, if we follow the principles of all these, Rupa Goswami or six Goswamis, we can always associate with pure devotees, and we can always we can have the chance to associate with the Lord eternally. And also, if suppose if we learn all these only, we will understand what should be our desires, what should be our motives. Suppose if Lord comes and stands in front of you, what will be your desire? If someone can say this, that will be good. If any volunteer, if Lord comes and stands in front of you and asks you what you want, what would be your answer? I think I'm preaching, I'm telling personalism only, not impersonalism.
No, Mataji, it was a good class.
I would say,
And go ahead, New Mataji.
Yeah.
you go first.
Yeah, Neeru Mataji, you please first say, then we'll ask Lata Mataji.
Okay, I would just say, God, give me your bhakti all the time.
Okay, good, very nice. Yeah, Lata Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, like more serious bhakti. Like whenever I'm chanting, I need more like love towards you. So that's what I would ask him. Can't think of anything, but I really liked your class today, Mataji. I wanted to say that. I liked the examples that you gave and even the last pastime that you mentioned. Very nice class. Thank you, Mataji.
Glories to Prabhupada. Anybody else wants to answer? If Lord appears in front of you, what you will ask? Yeah, we should not be bewildered. We should be very clear how we can have that clarity. We should not be confused whether I should ask that I want your eternal service, or you want I want to even though I am in the material world, let me be engaged in my guru service. What should I ask? We should not be confused. So by reading these literatures like Kamala Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll have a lot of clarity. So the same situation was faced by Prachetas. When these 10 brothers, they're the 10 brothers, Lord appeared in front of them because he was so pleased, because they are so cooperative. Their mind is totally focused on one subject matter, on the Supreme Lord Vishnu only. They are totally focused. Even though there are 10 souls, their mind is uniformly meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. So Lord is so much pleased and appeared in front of them and asked. So then the Lord asked two questions. The devotees, the Prachetas asked two benedictions. I will tell that one. So before that, I want to say one more. This was told by Srila Prabhupada. So a woman is going on in her way in the forest. So she was carrying lot of wood on her head because she's old and there are so many thorns on the way. She was shaking while walking and her woods fell down. So she was asking, "Oh Krishna, why are you putting me in such a situation? Is there anyone to help? Is there anyone to help?" So Lord was so compassionate and he appeared in front of her. Then what was the boon she asked? So she asked that, okay, I am the Lord. You are calling me. What do you want? I can give you. I can help you. Oh, thank you, Krishna. Can you please put that wood on my head? She asked. So, whether coming to the practically, if Lord appears in front of us, whether we will ask like the Prachetas or we will ask the boon like that old lady. We are reading these scriptures, but practically when it comes to the real situation, what we are going to ask, that depends on all our lifetime practice. So we should be very clear in our thoughts what we are desiring. So we should not desire like that old lady. Lord is ready to give anything. She can give liberation. It is not only that old lady. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 6th canto, the demigods, when they are praying, when Lord appeared, they are saying that these demons are troubling us a lot. Please give us relief from these demons. Lord appeared in front of them. They could ask anything. They can ask them to eternally engage in his service, to take them back to Godhead, anything. But they are asking, they are very clear in their thoughts. They want their Amaravati. They don't want to be disturbed by any demons. So we should not give chance to our mind to think materialistically or have desires materialistically. So what Prachetas asked is two amazing benedictions. My dear Lord, we want shelter at your lotus feet eternally. And the second benediction is to taste the sweetness of that lotus feet. We want the association of your pure devotees eternally. See, if the first boon alone is means, they cannot have that relishment eternally. For example, Lord appeared in front of Dhritarashtra. Lord appeared in front of Duryodhana. Lord appeared in front of Hiranyakashipu. They could not they could not derive the real benefit of the Lord. So, how we can attain the real benefit of the Lord? By hearing from the pure devotees, we can taste the real nectar of that lotus feet. Otherwise, we will take it for granted. Even if we are given the shelter of lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, we cannot derive the real benefit. So, this Shravanam, meditation, remembrance, all three are very essential to progress in our sadhana bhakti and achieve perfection. Okay. Yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask, or else we will pass on to the Smesadas.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanottam, all the students here.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I have a question on Bhagavad Gita. Can I ask Mataji?
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Mataji, this is from 4th chapter, 2nd translation I'm reading. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the same thing, saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So my question, Mataji, is why do you say this supreme science, Mataji, here? The supreme science was first wrong. But you're saying this word science, and just trying to understand how this is the
Because
science.
that science, that spiritual science of self-realization has come from the Supreme Lord. So anything related to the Lord is supreme only. His form is supreme, his whatever words are supreme, knowledge is supreme, everything. That supreme science, over a period of time, due to addition of mental speculations, due to adulterated philosophies, it is lost. The as it is lost. That's why Srila Prabhupada, again, he has given us Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Is there any significance of the word science, Mataji, they use science?
Whatever we are reading, it's not blind religious subject matter. It is the spiritual science. Science, everything related to the, usually science, what they will think, anything that is related to the body or material elements, atoms, molecules, these are considered as the science. But the real science is how it will benefit to the soul. How it is applied to the soul is the real science. Whatever that science in the mundane world is the not real science at all. It is temporary and it is keep on changing. Whatever earlier philosophy is condemned by the later scientist. But this science is the eternal science which cannot be condemned by any personality. It is unanimously approved by all the acharyas, bona fide acharyas.
Okay. Mataji, there's one more translation in 342.
Yes.
The working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is higher than the mind. And the soul is even higher than the intelligence. So my question, Mataji, is I know intelligence is higher than mind, intelligence is higher than mind and senses. But how do I understand the soul is higher than intelligence? Means how do we take that into account? According
Because,
so see, yeah, go ahead.
because intelligence is not independent. Means intelligence cannot be separated. It is together as the subtle covering. Soul is very, very beyond, right? Soul has the opportunity to go back to Godhead. Whereas this gross body, subtle body only pertain to this material world. The minute when we are getting liberation, just the minute if you know that you are Aham Brahmasmi, you are the soul, not even part and parcel of Krishna. That knowledge is also not required. Just you are not this body, your soul itself is eligible to come out of this material world. That conception, that Brahman realization is enough to come out of this gross and subtle coverings.
So Mataji, my question is, see, we are in the material world because our soul is impure, right?
Hmm.
So to purify our soul, we are reading the sadhu and the shastra and guru, right? We get the knowledge from them. And then our intelligence is improved, right? So more and more intelligence is improving, our decisions are accurate, and then our soul gets purified, right? So I'm just trying to see how soul can overlay intelligence. I'm not getting that.
How soul, what is your question, Prabhuji? How soul is greater than intelligence is your question?
Yeah. So
Intelligence is just the material, Prabhuji, is like a subtle covering. Soul is much, much pure, right? Okay, let me help you like that. Intelligence can bring you up to the mode of goodness by purifying the senses. But soul can go beyond the goodness. It can go to the Suddha Sattva stage. So this is the intelligence. Purified mind and intelligence are the helpful factors for the liberation of the soul. They are like the steps to climb, to reach your higher level. Intelligence or mind, intelligence, the senses, purification, everything. These are all the steps to climb, to go to the higher levels.
Okay.
Intelligence is just like our gross material elements are there, no? That is also one material element only. Though it is in the subtle form, we cannot see that mind or intelligence, but it is material form only. But when we are purifying, we can attain the mode of goodness stage, and then later we can understand these scriptures, we can engage in the pure devotional service, and then we can go to the Suddha Sattva stage.
Okay.
These are all the help media. Yeah, please.
So, and also people, when they go to the spiritual world, right, they leave behind gross body and subtle body, right?
Correct.
And they go only with a pure soul, right?
Correct.
So now soul is not having a mind and intelligence. So how it can decide? I'm just putting this question.
Yeah. So as long as the material world, the soul has the contaminated senses. But when we go to the spiritual world, there also mind will be there. There also senses will be there. But there also thinking, feeling, willing, everything will be there. But everything is spiritual. We cannot call as the material. Why? Because everything is for the pleasure of Krishna. So we cannot. The form itself is the spiritual form, Sachidananda form. So everything that form does the activity for the pleasure of Krishna, that is spiritual. We cannot call those activities as the material because everything is Krishna centric. But everything will be there. But everything spiritual. And everything not goes according to the karma, not according to the influence of time, according to the willingness of Krishna, there everything runs. If Krishna wants sun, sun will appear. If Krishna wants moon, moon will appear. We cannot say that sun and moon only belong to the material world. How come they appear there? If Krishna willing, anything can appear. But whereas in the material world, time is the deciding factor. Means that time is also Krishna's another form only, but it is the pralaya. There are 4 types of pralaya. Later we will discuss. Their time is like for pralaya, for the purpose of pralaya. It is here to for the destruction, for the purpose of destruction. There it is for the purpose of Ananda, Sachidananda.
They say in the spiritual world there is no time, right?
There is no influence of time upon the souls.
Thank you, Mataji.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Just a quick question, Mataji. So is it correct to say soul is never impure? It is always pure. It's Satchid Ananda. It is just only the covering. It's just covered by something which, that's why, it's not able to see the real Swarupa of the soul. So,
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Your understanding is correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So when the soul wants to enjoy separately from Krishna, immediately, of course, Krishna will try to convince us a lot, but still when the Jiva wants to enjoy separately, he will provide the facility for that so-called enjoyment. That facility is nothing but this material creation. So the first creation, first subject matter is ahankar, false ego or ignorance. With that only we can happily have that so-called enjoyment. So Krishna is so merciful. That's why you all please join the morning Srimad Bhagavatam classes also. We are all discussing about the creation only, material creation, how each element, each layer is formed. So there we are discussing this, how step by step the jiva is covered by ahankara, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, mode of goodness, how the soul is bewildered with all these arrangements. We are ready. Yeah. Any other questions or clarifications or comments? Okay. Hare Krishna, Simhesudas Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay, I think Prabhuji needs more time. If I have anybody else have any more questions, they can. Or if you want me ask some questions, I will ask. What is your favorite book, or what is your favorite topic, or what is your favorite Krishna conscious activity? Anyone?
Mataji, can you revise the destructions? The one is our night we sleep, then is the death, then is Lord Brahma's night, and then the fourth one is the after Brahma's 100 years, right? These four.
Yeah, Nitya Pralaya, Naimittika Pralaya, Atyantika Pralaya, Prakritik Pralaya. These are the four Pralayas. So Nitya Pralaya means we are dying every moment. Every moment we are it's so foolishness to say. I'm not asking you to stop to celebrate, but the most activity that represents that we are all very grossly ignorant means celebration of birthday. We are celebrating our being dying every year. So that is called Nitya Pralaya, because every moment we are dying, we are going close to our final death. That is Nitya Pralaya. Yeah, Naimittika Pralaya means at the end of every day of Brahma, that is, and Prakritika Pralaya is at the end of Brahma's 100 years. That is, and Atyantika Pralaya means when the whole material creation goes to unmanifest states. That is called as Atyantika Pralaya. So what will happen to the Jiva at these four stages means, Nitya Pralaya. So nothing much happens. Soul is passing from one body to another slowly, slowly, slowly. We can see noticeable changes after 7 years of lifespan. Our total bodily features, all cells will be changed. That is called the Nitya Pralaya. And at the end of Brahma's one day, what will happen is Jiva will go into the Garbhodaka ocean. And they will not just they will be the dormant, so sleeping condition. And when Brahma's day started, next day, that is called as Kalpa. Each day of Brahma is called as Kalpa. Like that, 30 days, 30 Kalpas will be there for a month. So there are the names. You will have here Varaha Kalpa, Chakshusha Kalpa, like that there will be Kalpas, Padma Kalpa. So when Brahma gets up, again he will bring back all those living entities, and regularly according to the karma they will go. And when Brahma's 100 years are over, new Brahma will come. New Brahma will come. At that time also, earlier it is called as partial devastation. This is called as complete devastation at the end of Brahma's lifetime. And at that time also, they all completely, if Brahma is the pure devotee, he will go back to Godhead because he has done his duties in obedience to the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, he will become Jiva like us again. Because due to extreme piety only, he could become Brahma. Brahma is not better than a Jiva if he is not a devotee. So he will take birth. That's why we will say, Brahma Bhavana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. That is. But at the end of material creation, Atyantika Pralaya, Jivas will not go to the Garbhodaka ocean. They will go back into the Karnodaka ocean. Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. So why? Because whole material creation, it will become unmanifest, right? Again, when Karnodaka Sai Vishnu exhales, the universes will emanate from the body of Karnodaka Sai, from the pores of Karnodaka Sai Vishnu in the form of bubbles. So each bubble, again, first he will impregnate jivas. He himself will enter as the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu into each universe to support huge honors. So all these are all the mechanics that are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto and from the middle of 2nd canto, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Amritanandas Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Prabhupada. Mataji, I have two questions. Actually, one question and the answer that you are giving, Mataji. So I'll ask that first. Now, we know that there are several Brahmas. Our Brahma has 4 heads, and there are Brahma with 10,000 heads, and so on and so forth. So is it correct to understand that when we're talking about day in the life of Brahma, it is 100 years of our Brahma? Because the one who has 10,000 heads, he will have a longer lifespan, right?
Correct. Yeah. Might be.
Okay. That's what wanted a clarification. Now, the second question was, you had been referring to Mother Queen Kunti's prayers.
Correct.
Now, she has asked for calamities so that she could more intensely think of Krishna. Now, in a sadhaka's life, you know, we're trying to do the rules, regulation, chant, whatever, you know, do's and don'ts, imperfectly, at least in my case. Now, whilst philosophically we can understand the importance or that level that you ask for trouble, but in practice for, you know, a sadhaka, that seems to be like a tall order. So how does one get to the stage of Kunti Maharani's consciousness?
Amo, it is, and also, please, I did not ask Prabhuji. It is Kunti Maharani only asked. I am not in that level to ask for more calamities. But these great personalities, Krishna wants to glorify them. That's why they have the place in Srimad Bhagavatam. Whoever, even Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksha, no person is ordinary in this Srimad Bhagavatam who has the place in that valuable, most valuable literature. So Krishna wants to glorify them. See, there are this kind of devotees, even in the midst of extreme calamities also, they want to remember me only. So Krishna is saying that for you, whatever calamities you are having, they are very insignificant. Don't be agitated. Don't get distracted. Don't give up this Krishna consciousness. So he is teaching us. Coming to our level, that's why Srila Prabhupada, our contemporary acharyas they know our level. They said that, oh, we are not in that level to wish like that to reach her level. For us, having that following rules and regulations, whatever we promised at the time of initiation, or whatever Srila Prabhupada gave us guidelines. If you read these literatures every day, and if you chant our 16 rounds properly, attentively, and as much as possible, 24/7 it is recommended to engage in some sort of Krishna conscious activity. Otherwise, at least make it as centric, Krishna conscious centric. Like suppose we all karmis means we have to grahasthas, we have to go for the job, go for work. So utilize the result for Krishna consciousness, engage the result in Krishna consciousness. So best use of bad bargain. We cannot. These lessons are to go through our difficulties, even in difficult times, to remember, to understand the mercy of the Lord for these Prabhuji. But we are not in that level to follow the mood. But that particular prayer, I am very much Tvaime Ananya Vishaya Matir Madhupate Sakrit Rati Muddavata Datta Gange Vaukam Vidanmati. It is such a beautiful prayer. Please, Krishna, please make my mind always focus on your lotus feet without any distractions, like Ganges flowing to the sea. So that is such a beautiful prayer. I like it.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Simhe Sudas Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna, Pranam, all good, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. And answer sections. Thank you all the dear devotees for joining, participating in this very, very auspicious and wonderful sections of Nectar of Devotion. We are learning a lot from each and every devotee. Thank you so much. Please continue to do so. And this week, we will cover until 12th chapter of Nectar of Devotion. Then next week onwards, starting from next Monday, we will be covering the Ramayana as part of the Ramlalla, Lord Ram's installation in Ayodhya. We are going to start the Ram Katha from next week onwards until the installation on Sunday. Also, every evening we'll have each kanda, each sections, and we'll learn that the essence of each kanda, how we can implement that in our life. Then on Sunday, on Saturday, we will have part of the Nagara Sankirtan. This is part of, installation of the temple and Nagara Sankirtan and singing the glories of Lord Ram Bhajans. And also on Sunday evening at the temple, we are starting at 8:30 to midnight. That's the time the installation is happening. So we'll have Ram Bhajans and Dhun and Hare Krishna Mahamandra. We are also, like every other temple, also participate in this installation of Ram Mantra. So everybody, we request everybody please join. Next week is a completely Ramayana section, and then at the temple we'll have Ramakatha as well, and Kirtan and Bhajans on till midnight on Sunday, next Sunday. So thank you so much. Any comments or anything would like to add? Any questions? Okay, if there is nothing else.
Prabhuji, yes. I just wanted to clarify that the number of heads in Brahma's, the number of heads is not directly linked to Brahma's lifespan. I think whether irrespective of the number of heads, you live 100 years only. I just needed clarification on that.
Every Brahma has 100 years, Mataji, but that 100 years is relative, not constant. Because even ant has 100 years, that 100 years of ant is different from human 100 years, Brahma's 100 years. That relativity is there always. It is not constant. All Brahmas will born at a time, all Brahmas will die at a time. It's not like that.
No. I mean, every Brahma, like supposing one Brahma is over in a different universe, in different galaxies or whatever. So they will die and survive at different timings. But the number of years, I thought in every universe, every galaxy is fixed 100 years only, irrespective of whether you are 10-headed or 100-headed or 1,000-headed. I don't know, Mataji.
It is not constant, Mataji. Even for different Brahmas, they will have different time limit. It is said as 100 years, means that 100 years is not constant time frame. Simhasada,
Mataji.
you want to add anything for this?
Yeah, there is a clarification in the Bhagavatam regarding Jayadutta Maharaj was also taking that and giving these classes, which is right. Like just for an ant, like that also lives according to that time frame of that relativity. Like they consider as okay, they live 100 years, but within that, it may be like 6 seconds. Six may be like so. This is relative anyway. The time factor, Kala Shakti, is not that how we calculate the clock. But it's a general says or general term like that. Yeah, one living entity lives 100 years, but that 100 years is very relative in terms of that living entities, the circumstances. Just for an example, like a Devadas, 100 celestial years, that's a different. Or when you say Brahma, 100 years, or other Brahmas, 100. But the time frame or the time span is different from each place because of its relative, because of different realm. Like higher we go, in this universe or close to like very close to the local loka and goes further beyond this 100 years. When we say that's much beyond, like just for an example, we can say that even this entire day of Brahma is just a half breath of Mahavishnu, just coming in and coming going. So it's relative, and at the same time it is mentioned that every living entity has 100 years of lifespan. I mean, that's what is my understanding in this. But there is no time frame in the spiritual realm. But on the material realm, this is fixed like that. But then again, it is related to that stances that they live.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for this just query in my mind. Hare Krishna.
Okay, if nothing else, then let's conclude. Vanchakalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhevacha Padidanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Vrindaraj Bhakti Rasamrta Sindhu ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Gaudi Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanand. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Thank you, Mataji.